Hello guys, welcome to this video. So this is going to be the first video that I'm going to be making, or let's say the second video I'll be making where I'm going to be showing my face. And this video is just going to be a summary of all the trades that I took within this week. So without wasting of much time, just get straight to the chat and I'm going to talk about the trades. The first trade I took this week was this buy trade on pound USD. For the records, I'm trading just pound USD. So from here, I expected to see the price drop and then make a move higher. That's what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see the continuation of this uptrend. Although I was skeptical about that buy trade, being that the price was finding resistance around this previous area of support, was finding resistance here and was unable to break through on Friday. You can see the kind of rejections it made on Friday. So because of that, I was skeptical, but I decided to still trade with the trend regardless, and it just failed. And when the price took out this place, I understood that the trend had changed from an upward trend to a downward trend. So I just let that loss go on Monday. Then on Tuesday, I expected that the price was going to shift from this low all the way into maybe somewhere around this point. Then that was the best area I knew I had to start looking for reasons to sell the market. And I got a reason to sell actually. When the price was trading somewhere around this point, that was when I first got the first reason to take a sell trade. But the price in market invalidated my setup and took me out at stop loss here, which is normal. All I just did was wait for a second entry because I was quite convinced that the price was going to drop on Tuesday. So I got a reason to take a second trade here. Price first consolidated a bit in drawdown before it started the move downwards. And normally I like to run for 1 to 3. So my objective was somewhere down here. You understand? But while the day was already running out, I knew that it was most unlikely that I was going to hit 3 hour that day. And I also had to keep in mind that I didn't want to leave any trade to run overnight. Yeah, I don't leave my trades to run overnight. I closed all my trades before the end of New York session. And this TP was just down here. And I always have alerts on my trade. So after I take a trade, I'll put alert on my stop loss level, put alert on my TP level. So if I hit stop loss, I will know even if I'm not looking at charts. If I hit TP, I was going to know. And I just left the chart when the price was still trading somewhere around there where it was making this pullback. And I expected that it was going to continue downward. So after about an hour or thereabout, I was like, why have I not got my TP alert yet? And something just told me to get on chat and look at what is going on. And I opened my chart on the computer. I saw that the price was at this exact low right here. I was going for about $105 or thereabout. I was already seeing $101. And I was like, it's my TP, what is going on? And I started seeing it pull back, and I was like, village people will not put on inside this trade. So I just took that TP. I just took the profits by myself at around $98, and I closed for the day there with $98. So that's how I closed on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, the price was pulling into a level of support that I had around here. I see the area here. It was resistance here, so I expected that it was still going to hold as support around here. And that was the reason why I was looking for a buy trade. So after the market tapped here in Asian session and pulled higher, I expected that on the pullback I was going to get continuation upwards because I still believe that the price might still want to continue this trend, and this might just be like a like an extended retracement before the price continues the uptrend. So that was the reason why I was looking to buy on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, what the price then did was it pulled down to the area where I would have been looking for a reason to buy from. And instead of just continuing, it actually gave me a signal. That was a false signal. So I took the trade around there. And then after about an hour thereabouts, The price just went and took me out stop loss here, which is normal. Accepted my loss and just let that day go. Then coming into the market on Thursday, I already knew that we are bearish. There's no two ways about it. We are bearish. So I expected that the price was going to make a pullback for um, a lower high before it makes a lower low. You understand the way trend works? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I expected that the price will pull back for a lower high before it makes a lower low. So the best area I could think of was all this area here, because you can see that there's previous area um of support here. So after breaking, I expect that that area will act as resistance. You can see how the price just made the pullback into that area and gave me a reason to take a sell trade around this point here. Put my stop loss around this eye and I was actually aiming for 1 to 4 on this trade, but at some point I took my TP at around 1 to 3.37, because you see in this market you can't be too greedy, because sometimes you look that you want to get 1 to 4 and you know that in your mind what you are supposed to stop at is 1 to 3, and then you now start trying to aim for 1 to 4. They have a situation where the market will get to 1 to 3 and then to now change direction and go back to your entry. Meanwhile, you could have closed with 1 to 3 where you are supposed to close. But because of that greed of one extra arrow, you lost everything. So while the price was here, I just decided that, well, I'm going to take my profits. I'm not going to wait for 1 to 4, because 1 to 3 is what I like to target most times. So I took the profit around there and then team made this retracement upwards. So you can imagine the kind of panic mode I would have gone into if the price had done this retracement with me still on it, especially when I knew that I had got 1 to 3 and then the price now goes into this retracement. Even though eventually it went down, and I've gone into serious panic mode because I was supposed to close at 1 to 3, not 1 to 4. So I took my 1 to 3 trade there and I exited with full profits there. Then on Friday, I was expecting that the price was going to still continue that downtrend and make a move into these areas, because that's like the best area for a lower high before the next lower low. And you know the funny part of this whole thing, while the price was trading around this place before it completed this bearish pin bar, um, it had given me a reason to take the sell trade. I had my entry signal and I was supposed to take the sell trade, but I was just like, the chairman of US Federal Reserve is going to make a speech and it can impact the market. So I will just wait. And this was around 2:57 my local time, and the speech was for 3 o'clock. So I decided to just wait. By 3 o'clock, next thing I saw was that the price was already flying up. It was already around there, and I was like, okay, maybe if it gets to this area, it will turn around from there. But that didn't happen. Price just kept going up and just invalidated the entire trade idea I had for today. So that was the way the week went basically. I was able to take 5 trades in total. I lost 3 and I won 2, but the 2 I won were able to give me good profit. So I'll just go to my MT5 so that we can see the trades over there. So this is the MT5 over here. You can see this was the first trade I took that hit stop loss $45. I try to ensure that my loss does not go over $50, because commission will still be added. You can imagine $45 then plus 4.55 commission. That's almost an extra $5 on top of the trade. So everything equals $50 at the same time. This $44 plus around $3, which is still less than 50. $98 minus 1.89, which is still good. $47 minus 1.89, which is still less than 50. Then 155 minus this. So my total commission for this week was minus 13. My total profit was 116 or almost 117. Then minus commission plus profit gives me total profit of 103. And this is actually a Fundednext account I'm trading. Yeah, it's a 5K Fundednext account. So I'm risking just 1% on the account. So that's going to be all for now. Meanwhile, if you are not subscribed to this channel, I really encourage you to subscribe, because Every single day, I drop my analysis and my outlook for that day live. I drop it just before the session, just before London session starts. And I believe that it can be very educative for many other traders out there. So that's the reason why I drop it. It's my opinion, is what I think the market will do. And another interesting part of my channel is that I update all my trading ideas on my Telegram channel. Even when I'm taking the trades, I update it on Telegram channel, because I could tell you that I expect the price to come to so level. The price might not get there before I take the trade, depending on what the market has done after I make the analysis. And sometimes the price could even go higher than that area before I take the entry, depending on what the market is doing. So I'll just open my Telegram channel so that I can see what it looks like. So this right here is my Telegram channel. And if you just go down to, I think 18th of August. Yes, 18th of August. This was my projection for that. I expected it to drop and to make the move up, and dropped, and I took my trade, but I ended up losing that trade. And after losing it, I just left it alone. I came back the next day, which was on the 19th, and I put my projection for it to pull up into this area and sell. And see the price pulled up into that area. And from that area, I got the reason to sell, and I posted the trade when I took it, and I lost that one. Yeah, you can see it when I updated the stop loss hit. And then I said I was going to wait for another entry. See the stop loss here. And then I got the reason to take another sell here. And see the time 12 36. That's when I was taking the second trade. Anyway, when I posted it was around 7:25. And I took the sell trade, and eventually that one hit my TP. You can see it over here. Then you can see the results. This was the result. Then the one I talked about, it buying, which field. You can see the analysis. You can see the whole analysis for everything. Then I took the trade, then posted it, and it failed. Took stop loss. This was the next one. Posted the whole thing. I didn't put the analysis, that's the outlook, on channel, because I've already posted all these things on YouTube. So if you're following me on YouTube, you see everything there. And I took the whole trade, and this one played out, hit my TP, and that was why I called it up for the week. There was nothing to trade on Friday. So that was how the whole thing went. So these are some of the reasons why you need to follow me or subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And when subscribing to the YouTube channel, also turn on the bell notification, because these are time sensitive notifications. I might post the trade today. If you don't have the bell notification on, you are going to see the trade idea maybe the next day after everything has materialized. So if you have your bell notification on, the moment I'm taking the trade, you are getting the alert on the trade. So I think that's going to be all for now. And till we meet next week, that's when I'll be doing the conclusion again, because I'm not going to show my face on the channel again till next week. So until then, do have yourself a lovely weekend, and goodbye.